As people grow older, the value of peace, stability, and emotional well-being becomes clearer. Yet many seniors unknowingly carry the emotional weight of toxic relationships well into their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Whether it's a long-standing friendship, a family member, or even a romantic partner, holding on to harmful connections can be one of the most damaging mistakes in later life. Toxic relationships are not always loud or explosive. Sometimes they're subtle and manipulative. These are the people who constantly complain, criticize, judge, or guilt-trip others. Their presence drains energy instead of bringing joy. They create emotional tension, trigger anxiety, or subtly make you feel inferior or unwanted. Over time, this takes a serious toll on mental and even physical health for elderly individuals who may already be dealing with health concerns, reduced mobility, or loneliness. Toxic relationships can deepen feelings of depression, hopelessness, and isolation. They make it harder to find happiness, even in a peaceful retirement setting. What's worse, some seniors tolerate such relationships out of guilt, tradition, or fear of being alone, not realizing that solitude is often healthier than harmful company. Clinging to these people becomes a habit rooted in emotional dependency. Some seniors fear rocking the boat, avoiding confrontation because it feels too late in life to change things. Others believe they owe loyalty due to shared history, especially with family. But the truth is, age should never be a reason to accept emotional abuse or disrespect. Respect, love, and mutual support are essential at every age. Letting go of toxic relationships doesn't always mean cutting someone off completely. Sometimes, it means setting firm boundaries, reducing contact, or shifting expectations. It's about reclaiming emotional space for positivity and peace. Seniors should feel empowered to protect their mental health, even if it means making uncomfortable decisions. Instead of toxic company, elders should actively seek nourishing relationships. These are the people who listen without judgment, uplift spirits, encourage personal growth, and celebrate small joys. Whether it's a new friend at a community center, a spiritual guide, or even a pet, healthy companionship rejuvenates the soul and brings back a sense of purpose. Practicing emotional self-care is critical. Therapy, journaling, prayer, or support groups can help older adults work through emotional baggage and understand their own boundaries better. The goal is to create a circle of peace around yourself, one where your energy is preserved and your dignity is never compromised. In summary, life after 60 is too precious to waste on people who steal your joy. Cutting ties with toxic relationships may be hard, but it's often the first step to a happier, healthier, and more liberated chapter of life. Seniors deserve peace, and that starts with choosing who gets access to their heart and energy. One of the most overlooked yet damaging mistakes seniors make after 60 is neglecting regular physical movement. While slowing down is natural with age, completely stopping movement or activity leads to faster physical decline, increased health risks, and lower quality of life. Unfortunately, many elderly individuals fall into a sedentary lifestyle, mistakenly thinking it's safer or more appropriate to rest often. In truth, stillness can become a silent destroyer of health. The human body is designed to move. Muscles, joints, lungs, and the heart all thrive on activity. When seniors abandon even light physical routines, their strength, flexibility, and balance deteriorate. Muscle loss, sarcopenia accelerates, bones weaken, and the risk of falls skyrockets. Simple activities like getting up from a chair or walking to the bathroom can become difficult or even dangerous. What starts as skipping a daily walk can soon snowball into chronic pain, stiffness, fatigue, and reduced independence. The fear of injury or past health scares may cause elders to avoid movement, but this only worsens the situation. Inactivity not only impacts the body, but also affects mental clarity, emotional stability, and sleep quality. Movement doesn't have to mean strenuous workouts or gym routines. Seniors can benefit immensely from gentle, age-appropriate exercises, such as daily walks. Even 15 minutes a day boosts circulation and mood. Stretching or yoga to improve flexibility and reduce joint pain. Chair exercises or resistance bands to maintain muscle strength. Tai Chi or balance drills to prevent falls. Dancing or gardening, which blend movement with joy and purpose. These small efforts compound over time, improving posture, digestion, blood pressure, and even cognitive function. Research shows that regular movement can delay or prevent diseases like heart disease, diabetes, dementia, and osteoporosis. Beyond physical health, movement directly impacts emotional well-being. It releases endorphins, the brain's natural, feel-good chemicals, helping seniors combat depression, anxiety, and irritability. For many, even a short walk outdoors or a stretching routine at home can spark motivation, build confidence, and give the day structure. Neglecting movement also means missing out on social engagement opportunities. Group fitness classes, mall, walking clubs, or even casual strolls with a neighbor can help seniors stay connected and fight loneliness. These interactions become lifelines, enhancing the overall joy of daily living. To avoid this mistake, seniors must reframe their view of physical activity. It's not about pushing limits, it's about preserving vitality. Staying active is not a luxury, but a necessity for a long, independent, and fulfilling life. One of the most heartbreaking yet common mistakes older adults make after 60 is withdrawing from social connections and unconsciously embracing loneliness. Whether it's due to retirement, the loss of a spouse or friends, mobility issues, or a shrinking social circle, many seniors slip into isolation believing it's just a natural part of aging. However, loneliness is far from harmless. It's a silent killer that affects both mental and physical health. Humans are social creatures, regardless of age. We thrive on interaction, shared stories, laughter, and emotional support. When those interactions fade, so does a person's sense of purpose and belonging. Seniors who isolate themselves often experience chronic sadness, depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. Studies have shown that prolonged loneliness is as damaging to health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. After 60, major life transitions can shake up one's social world. Children move away, longtime friends pass on, or physical limitations make it harder to go out. Slowly, social routines fade, and silence takes their place. The television becomes company. Days blend together. Over time, this isolation begins to feel permanent, even comfortable, but it's not healthy. The tragedy is that many elderly individuals don't realize they're becoming socially disconnected. They may convince themselves they don't need people anymore, or that no one understands them. Some fear being a burden, while others let pride stop them from reaching out. But this mindset is dangerous. Emotional resilience, mental stimulation, and happiness all suffer without consistent social engagement. Avoiding this mistake starts with intentional connection, even in small doses. Seniors should be encouraged to rebuild or maintain a simple social routine, like attending community centers, book clubs, or hobby groups, visiting or calling friends and family regularly, volunteering for local causes, participating in religious or spiritual gatherings, senior-focused fitness or wellness classes. Technology can also bridge the gap. Learning to use smartphones, video calls, or social media may seem intimidating at first, but it opens up powerful ways to stay in touch with loved ones, rekindle old friendships, or join virtual groups. For those who struggle with mobility or confidence, even chatting with a neighbor, caregiver, or mail carrier can bring light to the day. The goal isn't quantity of interaction, it's the quality and consistency of connection that matters most. In some cases, loneliness stems from unresolved emotional pain, grief, regret, or bitterness. Speaking to a counselor or joining a support group can help process these emotions and open the door to healing and new relationships. As people age, it's natural to reflect on the past. Memories, achievements, regrets, and experiences shape identity. But for many seniors after 60, this reflection turns into an unhealthy habit, living in the past and resisting change. It's one of the most limiting mistakes older adults make, and it quietly drains happiness, growth, and relevance from their lives. Whether it's romanticizing the good old days or clinging to outdated beliefs, living in the past can trap seniors in a mindset where the present feels dull and the future seems threatening. This often manifests as constant comparison, things were better back then, refusal to try new things, or rejecting new ideas, technologies, and social shifts. While nostalgia can be comforting, becoming emotionally stuck in the past keeps people from fully engaging with the opportunities of today. Refusing to adapt also affects relationships. When older adults hold rigid views or dismiss modern ways of thinking, they risk alienating younger family members, friends, and even caregivers. This emotional gap deepens loneliness and misunderstanding. For example, scoffing at modern parenting styles, digital communication, or or evolving cultural norms can create tension instead of connection. Moreover, this mindset of resistance can impact health and safety. Seniors who refuse to learn about UPDATED, medical advice, ignore new mobility aids, or reject technology like health apps or emergency alert systems put themselves. After 60, many seniors focus heavily on physical health medications, diet, exercise, but often neglect a critical pillar of well-being, mental health. One of the most harmful mistakes older adults make is ignoring their emotional needs and bottling up feelings. This silent struggle can lead to anxiety, depression, chronic stress, memory problems, and even physical illnesses. Yet it's often overlooked, misunderstood, or dismissed as a normal part of aging. In many cultures, older generations were taught to stay strong, keep it to themselves, or not burden others with emotional problems. As a result, countless seniors suppress sadness, loneliness, grief, fear, regret, or anger. They may appear calm on the surface, but inside they're battling unresolved pain, traumatic memories, or growing fears about aging, illness, and death. Bottling up these emotions doesn't make them disappear, it buries them, allowing them to silently affect mood, behavior, and even health. Repressed emotions can lead to irritability and emotional outbursts, withdrawal from loved ones, sleep issues or chronic fatigue, poor appetite or overeating, memory and concentration difficulties, increased blood pressure or heart problems. Unaddressed, these emotional issues can rob a person of joy, hope, and meaningful relationships. Sadly, many seniors don't recognize they are struggling with mental health. They assume it's just part of getting old, when in reality, it's something that can and should be treated. Mental health doesn't have to involve a diagnosis or therapy. Right away, it starts with emotional honesty. Simply acknowledging how you feel is powerful. Seniors should be encouraged to express emotions openly, whether through conversation, journaling, creative expression, or prayer. Talking to a trusted friend, family member, or professional counselor can bring enormous relief. Moreover, grief and loss are major emotional weights after 60. Losing a spouse, sibling, or lifelong friend can leave a void that's hard to explain. Many seniors feel like the world has moved on without them. If those emotions are never processed, they can fester and turn into chronic loneliness or depression. Seeking help is not weakness, it's wisdom. In fact, therapy and support groups tailored for older adults have proven to improve mental well-being, restore confidence, and give people tools to handle life's challenges with resilience. Spiritual guidance, meditation, and mindfulness can also offer peace and clarity in dealing with emotional turmoil. A strong mental health routine also includes staying socially connected, keeping the mind active with hobbies, learning, or puzzles, practicing gratitude and reflection, getting fresh air and natural sunlight,